Happy Friday. Let's make sure we're up and running. Looks like it. Seems like it. All right, we're good. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. I have some stuff for us to open. Yay. But the main thing I want to start with is set championships for last weekend. So how did we do? So we ran uh, Amethyst Ruby. We had a little bit of a different build. We had a Sisu in there. We had a Tremaine in there. We were running a full complement of brawls, which actually caused us some problems. So maybe later we'll get into some of that. And then we were running up against the Bucky deck. So how did we do? Well, we got the Ursala card. And we ended up coming in second. So we also got a mat. It doesn't say champions on it. I can pull it out here in a second. But we got second. The cool thing was our only loss until the final was against the Bucky deck. And we had to play against that same Bucky deck immediately afterwards, like in the semifinal, I guess it would be. And we won against that Bucky deck. So that was actually really good. It probably ended up helping the first place player as much as it helped us because they were also running Ruby Amethyst and they also lost against the Bucky deck, I think. So yeah, we were able to win. It was great. Everyone was super nice at the LGS where I ran it. So yeah, pretty excited. It was a great time, and yeah, we can get more into that as we go. But for today, I grabbed an Ursala Trove box. We're gonna open this up. We've only got 2 more weekends before, or 3 more weekends. Yeah, something like that before the new set. Which obviously I will be here on the 9th opening up tons of new stuff from the new set. But between now and then, we'll probably open up a few more Ursula's things. Maybe we'll get something surprising in there. Next week, I'm actually at Gen Con. So not sure if I'll get to stream next week from Gen Con at all. I really should get like a camera that I can walk around with and stream things at, or at least record things at Gen Con and make like TikTok videos, because we got to get the TikTok count up so we can start doing TikTok live. But yeah, that's the plan for next week, and then we'll go from there. But for now, let's open up the Trove box, one of our favorites, and see how we do. Oh, and you know what? We need our list of missing cards so we can cross them off as we go. So let me pull that up while we're sitting here. Let's go. Let's get Dreamborn up. Collection. Ursala. Incomplete. So we're still missing. Honestly, we're only missing 2 cards from this set, and we have versions of each of the cards. We're missing the Ursala and the Yen Sid native versions, but we have every other card in the sets, other than, of course, all the Enchanteds. So maybe we're just going for Enchanteds today. Maybe that's just what's happening. We haven't gotten one. We've been opening things. I thought we were pretty close last week to getting Enchanted, but it didn't happen. That's okay. Maybe today's the day. So I got this off Amazon. Amazon has been running some pretty great sales on Lorcana stuff. I was actually a little upset because I bought the Inklings box last week for Friday, and then that weekend, so originally it was like 140 on sale for 103 when I bought it, and then they went on sale for 85. So I could have bought 2, honestly, but point is Amazon's running pretty good sales, so I'm checking it every day, in addition to still going to my LGSs. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and open this up and see what we get. So as always, we get our dividers, which are lovely. I love the Trove boxes so much. We get dice. We get our counter, And then we get our packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs to open today. And then we will probably do some other things, but let's start with opening a pack. So we got, of course, in this set, we have the Sisu, the Ursula, and the Ariels. Let's divide them up, see how we're looking from each. So, all right. So we got two Sisus. So Ariel's going to be our starter. Ursula's going to be our middle villain. And Sisu will be our closeout. We'll do two of these and then one of each. So let's do it. So yeah, the set championship was good. I got lucky. I had there were supposed to be 20 people in our set championship and only 11 showed. So that made it easier to begin with. And then I got a first round bye. So I was actually pretty lucky out the gate. But that also made me super nervous because I hadn't played this deck very much. I really hadn't played it at all. I finished putting it together like that morning. And so I was pretty nervous going into the set championship. But yeah, it ended up going really well. I was pretty excited. So yeah, it worked out. There's dog hair everywhere. Gosh, my dog's hair gets everywhere. So I was pretty excited. I'll show the deck after we do this and maybe share a little bit about what I saw. So we got one of each, of course, to start each new pack. All right, then we got the Meg. Dig a little deeper. Aladdin. Okay, nice. We got another Hera, which we don't have enough Heras. So as always, we choose cards to. Hold on, just a second, everybody. So we got Hera. So as always, we always select a couple of cards to set off to the side as our best pulls of the day. Hera's a great card. She's a 3-cost 1/3 for 2 lore with Ward. And characters named Zeus get Ward, and your characters named Hercules get Evasive. So just a great support card, a great turn 3 card if you've got an Olympic deck. So I like that card. Then we got the Maribel, and we got a shiny broom, which we love the brooms. So the Maribel, obviously, we have a ton of these. She's a good card, but super rare as in a regular pack is great, but she's just not super rare, actually. So she probably won't make the cut. We'll go ahead and set her off to the side, and then shiny broom to match our other broom. All right, so we're going to go with an Ursula next. Let's grab the Ursula. And then, as always, we have one of every color to start. So we got the Bell, the Gus, the Ice Block, the Augustin, the Training Grounds, and another Broom. I love this Donald card. I know I've said it before. It's just so good looking. Love it. We got the other Ursula. Not the Ursula we're looking for. Maybe that means the Ursula we're looking for is in here. The Pegasus, which is obviously become a really great card. All right, our rare is a LeFou, Steel. And our other rare is an Isabella, Madrigal. We got a bunch of both of those, so not in the running for best. Oh, we got a shiny signed contract, which I don't think we had the cold foil of that yet, so that's nice. Cool. So obviously there's been a bunch of releases for the new set. The thing I'm maybe most excited for are the night cards. Actually, my daughter runs a lot of princess decks and bodyguard decks. So obviously the night cards I think are going to play super well with what she already likes to run. So I think that's going to be really good. But yeah, so I think those cards are pretty cool. The dock in particular looks interesting. I was reading an article about that today, actually. So that's pretty fun. So Brawl. Brawl was both a great card to have in my deck for the set championship and a terrible card. The reason why is because it was super helpful in a lot of situations, except against Sisu. The 1/3 Sisu gave it problems because that Sisu has damage equal to the number of cards in the opponent's hand. So if I had any cards in my hand, I couldn't brawl it, and that really caused me problems, particularly in the final. So we got a Felix here, we got a Nessus, and I don't know how to say her name. Iduna, Iduna, I think it's Iduna. Ooh, and then look, we got a Goofy. We got the bodyguard Goofy, Musketeer, or Musketeer, I should say. I guess it should be Musketeer, honestly, but it's fine. Whenever you play this character with bodyguard, ready this character, he can't. Oh, play this character. Play a character with bodyguard. Ready this character, he can't quest for the rest of the turn. 4 cost, 3/4, non-inkable, 2 lore. Still a cool, pretty cool card. We'll put that in best card. And then we got a Ding Hu for our other rare. And then we got a Cold Foil rare and Alma Madrigal. I don't love this card. It's kind of cool. It's a 3 cost 1/3, but its ability is very dependent on magical characters. When you play this character, you may search your deck for a magical character card and reveal that card to all players. Shuffle your deck and put that card on top of it. So like it kind of limited, but the fact that we got the cold foil is nice. And I suspect that at some point we're going to get a card kind of like a morph type card that allows it to act as the name of any card. And maybe we build synergies there where it's not so limited to magicals, but still a cool card. We'll set it off to the side. So yeah, so I went into the set championship. When I saw there was only 11 people, I was at that point I was like, I'm not gonna, because normally I just go and I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I'll go and have a good time, whatever. But when I saw it was only 11, I felt like, yeah, I should get in the top 4. And then when I managed to get the first round bye, it was even more like, hey, you should get top 4. And then I started winning, and I was just so hyped. And to come in second was way more than I ever could have hoped for. So we got a Prince Eric. So look, we got a Bruno. Nice. And then we got a Mickey. Let's go. Hi there, Mickey the Mouse. So we've gotten a couple of Mickeys. Super great. We'll put the Bruno over here too. It's potential best pull of the day. The Hans is nice as a cold foil. That's pretty awesome. All right, we only have 4 packs left. I'm going to start calling things. I really need a couple more of the new Sisus. So I'm hoping that in this Sisu pack, we'll get a Sisu. Obviously, I'd love an Ursula or a Yen Sid, but in lieu of that, I will take either one. Let's see. It'd be nice to get something really that we didn't already have. So I got a Rose Lantern, a The Fates, a Pascal, Maribel, a Vitasphere, a Titan's Decree. Then we got a Hercules. Nice. Scuttle. Mulan. All right, so our first rare is a Lumiere. Nice. Our super rare is a Prince Philip, which we've talked about how great this card is. He's a shift with evasive, 9 cost 6/6. So you can get him out on turn 6. You get a 6/6 with evasive and 3 lore. You're not going to kill this thing. The nice thing is you can't even kill him with Maui. So if you have a deck that supports a card this beefy, he's a great card if you can play him. Expensive. And then our cold foil is the Benja. So no Sisu. That's okay. We got 3 packs left. It'd be nice to get an enchanted. That would be sweet. It's been tough. We haven't gotten many. I guess that's kind of the point, right? Like, they're hard to find. But then, like, it's always tough because you hear people who've heard, like, you know, they've gotten 2 or 3 of them, and you're like, what am I doing? I'm certainly opening a lot of packs. So we got a Magic Broom, we got the Diablo, we got the Yao. There's the Sisu. Not the Sisu we were looking for, but, you know, find them, flatten them. Banish all items is just a really great, useful thing for certain decks. We got the Red Beast. Okay, we got Golden Harp, which is my least favorite card in this set. It's just not a very good card. I want it to be a good card because it's cool looking. It's not a good card. Ooh, but Imperial Proclamation is a good card. I really like this card. I haven't seen it in many decks, but whenever one of your characters challenges another character, you pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. That's a really useful thing. And you can get, you know, multiple of these out here. It's only 1 cost. It's inkable. It's a good card. I like that card. And then our foil is Imperial Bull. Not too bad. 2 packs left. All right, Ursula. You gonna give us an Ursula? Are you gonna give us the Enchanted? It would be fun. It'd be fun to get the Enchanted off an Ursula pack. Let's see. We got an Anna, a Pluto, a Hercules, a Poor Unfortunate Soul, a Jacques, an Ariel, another signed contract, Hades, another Aladdin. All right, we got the John Silver as our rare. Not bad. Ooh, we got an Ariel. Nice. Obviously, again, one of the starter deck cards, but she's still a super rare. So it's fun to get her. And then our cold foil is the Prince Eric. So no big pull there, but listen, we got 1 more pack. It's gonna happen. All right, everybody. There we go. Let's see. What do we want this to be? I think, you know what I'd really want this to be? I want this to be either a Sisu or an Enchanted Cinderella. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see how we do. Last pack of the Trove box. Let's see how we do. And then again, I'm going to open up the deck, show the deck that I played in the set championship. And some of the things that I already know I want to change. We can talk about that. So we got a Poor Unfortunate Souls, a Jacques, a Gleam, Cogsworth, Li Shang, and a Yao. A lot of ours went right in this order. That was very nice. Mickey Mouse. Okay, so we got a Flotsam and Jetsam. This card is very cool looking. I don't like the effect of this card. I don't like discarding 2 cards in order to play it. Yes, it's a 5/5 with 2 lore, but you're discarding 2 cards and you're still getting beat by a Maui. So this card can be great if you've already got a Flotsam and a Jetsam out there, so you got Ward or Evasive or whatever. But for a 6 cost 5/5 with 2 lore, it's not great. I almost would have rathered it just been a regular shift card, because just discarding 2 cards puts you so behind in your curve. It's not worth it. So really want to like this card, but just not. Disappointed. We got the con. Okay, so our super rare is the Steel Broom. This card is just too expensive. Yes, it has resist. Yes, it's got 2 lore, 6 defense, and it gets +2 for your other brooms. But it really needed shift. If this card had shift, it would be infinitely more usable. But given the fact that uh, you're already playing a bunch of brooms from Amethyst, and there's just better things to play, whether it's Sorcerer's Tower or whatever, it's just not usable. So unfortunate. Ooh, two super rares. We got the Raya. I actually do like this card. A 3 cost 3/3 is really nice. And then whenever she challenges another character, you gain 1 lore for each other damaged character you have in play. I think this card is going to become more and more useful because there's more and more cards that are keying off this mechanic of having your characters either be damaged or take damage. So I actually think this card is already pretty good, and I think it gets better with the next set and will become more and more valuable as the meta goes on. So be on a lookout if you have this card, if you have a couple of these cards, set them to the side because I do think this card is going to grow in value. And then our cold foil is the Luisa. So no, we didn't get any of the legendaries we were missing. Though, I mean, again, I can't complain. I have the Ursala right here. Look at her. She's so shiny. So I can't complain too much. No enchanteds, but yeah, we still got some good cards. So as always, our next step is to look at our big pulls here and decide what's the best pull of the day. I think we can narrow it down to 3 pretty quickly. These are all great cards, but you know they're not carrying anybody's deck. Um, Maybe the Prince Philip in the right deck, but otherwise these are not carrying anybody's deck. So I could think we can pretty quickly eliminate these from contention as best pull of the day. The Alma, of course, gets honorable mention here because it is the cold foil. So nice to get a cold foil rare. But if we're going to really talk about best pull of the days, it's got to either be our legendary Mickey. This card's great. I mean, it looks great, I should say. It looks like Mickey just towering above everybody. Um, he's got shift, bodyguard, and support. He's expensive, even with shift. He's shift 5. But he's a 3/6 for 2 lore. Um, and you get to draw a card for each one of your bodyguards when you shift them. So he's a good card. But I mean, if anything, he just looks great. I actually think the Riot card is the more valuable, usable card, playable card. I think long term, Riot has more value in some of these damage decks. So, you know, which one is the best pull of the day? Probably Mickey today, but Raya long term. Cool. So that's that. We opened up our Trove box. As always, love Trove boxes. Think they're I think they're the best value. Again, I got this on sale at Amazon for like $35, which is crazy because in one LGS, I think it's selling for 55 or 65. Um, if you find it in a regular retail store, or if I go to like World of Disney or whatever, it's 50. So paying 30 something dollars for it on Amazon is an incredible deal. Yeah, it's totally worth it. I highly encourage everyone to, pick up at least one Trove box of each set. And now's a good time because there's a sale. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out the deck that I used in the set championship, um, and I'm going to show everybody the build that I used there. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Um, Also, if anyone's interested, I could show you how I organize and clean up my cards. Obviously, first step is to put everything into Dreamborn, so that I have everything properly cataloged. Um, but we're going to do this, boom, 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 and then sleeve everything and file it all away. I'm actually a little behind on filing things away because I ran out of sleeves, but they came today. I also get my sleeves off Amazon. I love these sleeves. So it's a 1,000 pack of Titan Shield inner sleeve protectors. The nice thing about these is they're perfect for if you have certain like card books that allow for your cards to be double sleeved. I do not at the moment have one of those for my Lorcana cards. There's actually a couple that I've seen recently online that are really great. They have like the Lorcana emblem either in black and silver, or like there was even one that had like the color shift. So I will probably eventually migrate my primary set to a book like that um, when it makes sense to spend the money. But the nice thing is these sleeves will actually be able to go on my cards, and then they can go in the book and they'll be double protected, which is really, really nice. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. But I highly recommend these sleeves. Titan Shield, if you would like to sponsor me, feel free to do so. They are not a sponsor. I have no sponsors. No one cares enough to sponsor me. But if Titan Shield ever did want to sponsor me, these are great sleeves. I highly recommend. Okay, let me grab my deck. So here's the deck that we played. Of course, we went with the Elsa sleeves. The thing I like, I was telling someone, the thing I like about the Elsa sleeves, so the Lorcana sleeve guard sleeves are not the best. They chip quite a bit, and they just take scratching. I guess maybe because of how they print the backs. But the Elsa ones are kind of like, this actually works in their favor because the more like damage it takes, the more shimmery it gets. So if you can see like all where the scratches and the chips just almost look like ice crystals. It's why I love these sleeves so much. Plus it's Elsa and plus it's amethyst in color, so other wins. But yeah, my favorite sleeves. So this was the deck. So we had Maui, we had Be Prepared. Obviously, Be Prepared crucial in this deck. Um, Maybe one of the most important things because this deck is essentially building off the idea that you're trying to make it to turn 7 or sooner. Though I never sing Be Prepared. There's no need to there's no need to keep 7 cost cards in your deck to sing a Be Prepared. Just play the Be Prepared. Hard cast it. But we got the Be Prepared, very critical to this deck. The Maleficent, the Madam Mim Fox, Chernaboggs, which of course is one of our key opening moves. Another big card in this deck is the Queen's Castle. It's really, really important. So I guess you guys want to see how many of each I'm running. So I will try to, obviously, with the camera, show that as much as possible. So we have the goat. So just keep making space here. Boop, boop. Sorry for all of the zooming in and out. I use my phone for my secondary camera. That's probably wrong. I should probably be using like a proper camera. But it works. See if I can make those cards a little more legible. Ooh, move the whole stand. Look at me making a mess. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So we got the Chernaboggs. Yep. We got another Maui, another Fox. Bee King Undisputed is also a really useful card. Being able to force your opponent to kind of self destroy their curve um, by having to banish one of their characters on turn 4 is just really great. I ran a Lady Tremaine in this deck mainly because I didn't have enough Sisus. I would have ran more Sisus because I didn't really need the Lady Tremaine. I have plenty of Madame Medusas in this deck. So she's really plenty for the Tremaine. But I didn't have more Sisus. That's what I was missing really from this deck. Or otherwise, I would have just ran more Sisus, honestly. So we've got the rabbit here. Brawl. This card was super useful, except when it wasn't. But the nice thing is it's inkable. So being able to banish a character on turn 3, or just ink this card was just super useful. More Be Prepared, more Mim Fox, more Maleficent, Mim Snake, of course. I was able to get the bounce mechanic going a few times in the tournament, so always great. Flynn just is really good with Sisu and some other things. I only have one Flynn, so I ran it. I need more to really make him more useful, but again, I probably could have also just run more Sisus. Mim Snake, Chernabog, Be King Undisputed. Again, we've talked about that card being so important. I ran Rafiki. I know you're not seeing any hyenas in anybody's deck, but just being able to have a 1 cost that can challenge, and also is inkable and gets lore. I mean, Rafiki is just a useful card, even if you never see a hyena. More Mim Fox, more Merlin Rabbit. Ran a couple of brooms. Just again, this is kind of in that Chernabog category of being able to get some card draw. Maui, Friends on the Other Side, more card draw and inkable. The Queen's Castle, of course, is super important in this deck. Like I said, being able to get this down, gain some lore, it's tanky. Yes, you're probably not keeping it for long, but what I found was maybe the most valuable reason to play Queen's Castle in a control deck like this is to distract people. Like, this bought me 2 turns on multiple occasions. Get this out, force your opponent to get it, try to do everything they can to get it off the field. 2 turns have gone by, and when you're trying to get to turn 7 and Be Prepared out, this is just a useful stall tactic. More Merlin Goat, Maui, Friends on the Other Side. Again, ran a full complement of Madame Medusas, Queen's Castles, King Undisputed. Let's see. I think that is going to be. I don't think there's any more cards that you all have not seen. It's just how many did I run of everything. For the most part, I try to run, few variations. The main thing was I only had the 1 Flynn, the 1 Tremaine, and the 1 Sisu. What I would have rather have done is just run 1 Sisu. Honestly, I mean just run 3 Sisus here. I think it would have been a better play. I now have another Sisu, so I can at least bump this up to 2. But eventually, I'd like to just run 3 Sisus here. I think that would be better. Because again, we've got the Madame Medusas. If anything, what we could do is even run 2 Sisus and 2 Flynns and reduce our Medusa by 1, or King Undisputed, or one of our other removals. But that was the deck. It worked really well. Got a 2nd place. Again, the greatest thing that happened was I beat the Bucky deck. And a Bucky deck that was winning. Like he was getting Diablos and Buckies out constantly. Had a little bit of luck where in that semifinal round he just couldn't get the cards he needed. Didn't get the Diablos and the Buckies out quickly enough, and I was able to get enough removal to hold out. And that's what it takes. It honestly takes a little luck. Obviously, we're not going to have that problem for much longer because Bucky dies in a couple of weeks here. But until Bucky does, luck is the best way to beat him. So, yeah, so that's everything. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm so excited. The set championship was incredible. I'm super excited about the Ursula. I'm excited about. Oh, I'll pull out the play mat just real quick in case anyone wants to see. Of course, you've probably already seen it if you care enough to want to see it. But there is the play mat, and of course, the second place play mat just doesn't have the champions listed on it, the champion listed on it. But everything else is pretty incredible. And yeah, I I appreciate you all for joining, watching, whenever you decide to watch this. Um, Next week is Gen Con. Maybe I'll try to find some way to like hop on, you know, do a few little shorts, a little bit of reporting from Gen Con. But until other than that, if I don't see you guys next week, I'll see you in a couple weeks for more Lurkana, more magic. I appreciate you all and have a great day.